let's go ahead and move on to another portion. I know it's Angel's favorite portion. We're going to move on to the news of the video game world, my friend.
All right, I have quite a doozy for all of you. These last weeks have been somewhat of a bit of an interesting run back, admittedly with some highs, some lows, some shenanigans.
But
let's begin with
hang on a minute.
one.
Real quick, before I go in the comments, Taylor M was responding earlier when we were talking about the Bad Batch show. Arnold Schwarzenegger, clone trooper in the Bad Batch, that would be cool. And then when we were discussing Blade, he was saying, "Hell yeah, the club scene was awesome." So yeah, no, you're right. That would be fucking hysterical. And yeah, cool. The club scene is memorable.
Yeah. Now I know we have a lot of video game stuff to cover, but first, Angel, out of everything else, we need to address the elephant in the room.
Oh.
The elephant from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh boy.
All right, we have to talk about that first.
We are doing some shit here. Okay, so let's begin with the big one. Yes, the PlayStation Showcase happened about a week ago, and it was quite frankly a massive disappointment. Not many of the games that they show were looking any interesting or any fun or anything at all, really. I was mildly interested in the one called Sifu, which appears to be a kung fu ass-whooping simulator, and it looked kind of cool. And then came to the end, reminding us that Square Enix will stop at nothing to squeeze your nostalgia like they're grabbing your nuts in a vice. Final Fantasy VII Remake is getting an updated re-release on the PlayStation 5 with, fancy new graphic settings, beautiful new camera work, a photo mode, and for those of you who want to spend a little extra dough, you get the Yuffie episode. That's right. We get to see what the little ninja and her friends, OC Do Not Steal, number 1s and number 2, were doing while Cloud was running around fucking shit up in Midgard.
Yay! My second favorite character for Final Fantasy VII. My first one is Vincent, and the second one is Yuffie, but go on.
Yay.
Most likely we'll see Mr. Vincent in Chapter 2 whenever the hell that shows up. But in the meantime, not satisfied with giving us that little bit of gift, Square Enix is now releasing what appears to be 2 games for the iOS mobile. The first one appears to be essentially Crisis Soldiers, I think that was the name. But essentially
Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier.
The First Soldier, which basically has you play as a member of Shinra doing multiplayer missions. And I gotta say, for a game on the phone, that thing looks kind of gorgeous. I mean, I'm no graphics whore, but I am genuinely amazed about how good it looks. And on top of that, they're also releasing a remake of the actual game itself, the original story, with an imitation of the chibi models, looking obviously way better, that lets you play the original game on the phone with much more stylized graphics and presumably some improvements in the gameplay itself. So for those of you who are not particularly happy with the way that the remake is taking the story, you can play that instead. It looks pretty good. I might actually give it a shot myself, to be honest with you.
Well, that's good. That's good, man.
True. If it's available on Android, then I might be interested on that, but never trust a trailer.
Now, I haven't gotten quite confirmation of this, but I do believe that the Yuffie episode will also be available on PS4. And if you get the game for PS5, you get it free as an upgrade, which is a very nice thing to do. But I also find it sadly cruel, the fact that now you are going to be made to pay for a character that was optional and free. But that's the modern gaming industry for you. You gotta hurt it.
Dude, the fans are crazy. They'll get it regardless.
Oh, yes, they will.
It's not
and speaking
wrong.
of people fucking getting it, have you guys ever heard of Stadia?
What?
Stadia. Ugh.
Why would you bring that accursed name back into my computers?
Angel,
Not
isn't
a
that
game.
where games go to die?
That is not a, no, that's the Ouya. No, Stadia is a service, an online service by your good old friends at Google, essentially allowing you to play your games online. And it boasted the awesome power to essentially switch from one console to another, quick and easy and special. But let me tell you everything you need to know about Stadia. There was a clip in video of somebody playing a video game on Stadia. They pressed the jump button and the character jumped a whole second after the button was pressed.
Oh boy.
What?
And this was
okay, imagine this little figure over here.
Yeah.
Angel, go ahead and on the camera where we can see you, push
Jump.
the button.
Like that. Imagine trying to play something like Devil May Cry or Dark Souls with that level of latency. Imagine trying to play a fighting game. But wait, it gets better. This was done with good internet. And the idea of Stadia is that it's supposed to be 24/7 online. Hey guys, how reliable is your internet right now?
pretty freaking reliable.
Pretty
right now.
reliable,
Yeah.
actually. Our provider just upgraded everyone in our area to 200 megabits per second at no additional charge.
Yay!
Very nice. So
Very nice.
that means that you could, if you feel confident, you feel that you could play a multiplayer game and believe that you could have a very good, stable connection. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, as long
Now
as we
imagine-
got it, as long as we got it with an Ethernet cable instead of like using the house Wi-Fi.
Yes. Yes. But go
Yeah.
on.
Imagine if you were playing any game and you didn't need the online for multiplayer. Imagine if you needed the online the same way you need it for your Netflix. Imagine that the second your online goes down or skips or has a hiccup, it has effect on your play in your game, single or multiplayer. Imagine trying to get to that shit.
Nope. Out.
That's what Stadia is supposed to be.
God.
And it also relies on the. Also, here's a good one. You ever tried to play a fighting game with somebody on the other side of the globe?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did that with Los Amigos Play when we were playing Smash Brothers Ultimate, and someone was actually playing against us. And you know
That's
what?
cool.
There was no lag or latency or anything going on there at all.
Nope.
Yes.
And
Because
this is
this
on a
person was-
Switch. A Nintendo Switch.
hang on,
it has less computing power than a cell phone.
Let Angel continue. Go on.
Now here's the thing: the person we were playing again was in the United States, most likely. But imagine, even in today, with today's consoles, even online, if a fighting game doesn't have some good netcode, like the recent Guilty Gear, which has fantastic netcode for what I've been
Yeah.
told, trying to play against somebody who is in another country is, for lack of a better term, pain, suffering, even torment, if you will, agony for those who are so inclined. So imagine
Without
this
love.
applying to every single game you play. Imagine every game you play working like a Netflix subscription, that the moment you have a single problem in your internet, the whole thing shits the bed. Now
Wow.
imagine trying to do that in a video game, which not only requires good signal for the image, but also for the inputs that you're doing. There's way more work into like playing a video game than it is into streaming a single show. And the second something craps out, the whole thing falls apart.
Man,
Can you
yeah.
imagine that shit?
Yeah. No.
Well, that was Stadia.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out you're not the only one who said no, because Google himself has decided to shut down the internal stage game development division. So the whole fucking thing is gone. It's gone. It's
Rest in
over.
peace,
Goodbye.
Stadia.
See ya. Fuck off.
Yes. Thank goodness. Oh,
Yep.
finally some
Now
good
that-
news.
Unfortunately, this is followed by what can only be described as very, very sad news. On top of the lackluster presentation from the PlayStation thing, it has come to light that the California studios of Sony have essentially shuffled off their first-party studio in Japan, and they're not going to be using it to develop games in the foreseeable future with priority. The priority of game development is switching over to the Western studio, which means that Sony, in what can only be described as big brain galaxy 4D chess moves, is essentially taking off the spotlight from the Japanese companies that made them big in the first place, and we're going full-on AAA Western industry standards. So I hope you motherfuckers are ready for the same third-person, over-the-shoulder camera game for the next 20 fucking years.
No.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen.
No,
So
that
please make sure to support your indie. Make sure to support the Japanese industry and your indie devs, because the AAA industry doesn't give a single licking fuck about you. Don't forget.
You're not wrong. Real quick, Taylor on the YouTube chat is asking, whatever happened to the Amazon video game console? He also said, I wish Sega would make a console and hit Sony and Microsoft. Why did I say Tony? I meant to say
You know
Sony.
what? Honestly, I too would enjoy the idea of Sega making their own thing. After all these years, they've been working with Nintendo very closely, so I don't know if they have what it takes to pull off the risk of doing something like that. And the Amazon console, I actually forgot that existed until you mentioned it. That should tell you something. I remember the Ouya more than I remember the Amazon console, and that's because the Ouya was such an incredible fuck up.
What
But
a
yeah, no,
friggin'
sadly,
mess.
things are not looking too good for Sony right now, which means that myself getting this beautiful gaming PC may have, in fact, been the best idea I had. By the way, good news, Juan. I tested out Revengeance. Runs like butter. I managed to chop up a dude into 300 pieces, and then it began to lag a little bit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's actually pretty
It's
good.
great.
But Angel, I actually wanted to on the subject of
I'll talk with you about the Revengeance bit after
Take your
the
time.
show.
Don't worry about it.
now.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah,
Inside
that was fine.
secrets.
On the subject of video games, Angel, I'm glad you actually brought up Nintendo. Clever segue. How about the
Haha.
announcements for the new Pokemon games that are coming out soon?
That's right. To the pleasant surprise of many people, it appears that Nintendo is pulling ahead, if not in console power, in content. The fans of Nintendo are getting some good shit for this year in general, beginning with the announcement of some new characters for Smash Brothers, Pyrrha and Pyra, who have been met with divisive opinions because they have enormous bazongas and their game was somewhat divisive. Whatever. Point is, they're getting Xenoblade content. We are getting some more information on Monster Hunter Rise, which is looking fantastic. And as of recently, Nintendo decided to drop a little preview of the new Pokemon games. We are getting not just one, but 2 games. The first one is a remake of the ever-popular Diamond and Pearl, now called, I cannot say Pearl for shit. How am I saying this? Pearl.
You're saying it right. Pearl.
Pog. Anyways,
Pearl.
this one is called Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl. Most likely because if they say Shining Diamond, someone's going to get sued.
Okay, fair enough.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe
JoJo.
somebody is... I don't know.
A little too close to JoJo, which was called Crazy Diamond. Anyway, point in case is, the game has done the same thing that the Zelda remake last year did. They are taking the models. Yeah, no, the other one, the one with the chibi models. Essentially, they are taking the models that you see in the 3DS games, where they look like chibis on 2D, and then they become fully formed when they battle, and they are doing that in 3D. And because Nintendo is Nintendo, the fans have thrown enormous, glorious shit fits about it, which I honestly don't get. Okay, fine, it's not graphically very impressive, but I don't see why they are complaining about it so much. More importantly, though, this particular game is being made by a third party, and believe it or not, that's what's actually giving me hope, because the main party of Nintendo tends to, for some reason, cut corners when they make the main games, while the third parties, they tend to make them a lot better. I don't know how that works. But point in case, Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond are doing a style that is basically everything looks chibi in 3D until you actually get into a battle or see a cutscene, and then the characters look like they're normal. It's essentially a modernization of the old games. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
And that's good. That's good.
That's not bad. Okay. So it's going to be an outside studio working on the Diamond and Pearl remake here. What about the Pokemon Masters game? If I'm looking at that correctly, this is a mobile one, isn't it?
Pokemon Masters for mobile. I have not heard of that one actually.
Okay,
oh, Masters EX.
Yes, Masters EX.
That one has been around for some time actually. It has been released since the 29th of January. And it essentially works. It's been a while. To be fair though, this kind of works a bit like, I'm guessing the way Go was supposed to work with a bit more interactivity in the characters. It's just essentially, it's just a Pokemon game on the phone. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Can't say much beyond that point.
Yeah,
that being said, though,
I was only bringing that one up because one of the folks that the Ravens Flocks follows on Twitter just so happens to be voice actress Christina Valenzuela, Christina V, and she does the voice of Marnie in Pokemon Masters. So
yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing her there as well.
Another Pokemon game that I know is coming out is Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is supposed to be an open world RPG that's coming to the Switch.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Angel, give us a little more details on that, please.
So this one has been jokingly referred to as Pokemon Breath of the Wild, and not without any extension, seen as they imitate the exact same opening shot in the game that they do. And no, it looks like, first off, we're going full ninja on this motherfucker. The main characters seem to be dressed in a more Eastern style, and they have ninja scarves. They somewhat resemble, what's the name of the frog Pokemon that looks like a ninja? Greninja. Yeah, they kind of dress like one.
Yeah, has 8 burps.
So the gameplay has shown that they have revealed quite a bit of information on that one. For starters, the big open fields for you to explore are back, and though the combat is still turn-based, it happens right there on the field, so there is no transition. You find the Pokemon, you fight the Pokemon. Also, we see that the players can now sneak around the grass and throw Pokeballs from a distance to essentially, you can do CQC on them. Also, it has been revealed that if you don't carry any Pokemon with you, the Pokemon will fight you, and you will have to fight them. So,
really?
That's right, my boy. You're going to be down there throwing hands.
I'm going to be throwing hands with a Pidgey.
Oh, my God.
Get out here, little bird.
Bro, I would...
Oh, my God. I'm a horrible person. What have I done? I broke his beak.
Bro.
Bitch, you talking big about me?
T-pose your way through the world of Pokemon. But yes, no, I'm already expecting to see videos of somebody doing a full playthrough just punching and kicking his way through the entire region. And as the name indicates... The big legendary is going to be Arceus, which is the closest thing this world has to God with a capital G.
It is God. It's
overall,
God. Dr. Gregory House confirms that he is God.
Yeah, it is pretty good. I won't lie, it looks kind of exciting, and I like the changes they're making. So I'm kind of looking forward to that one more than the others. And I don't know how this one's going to work out, to be honest with you. But
well, just
it
recently...
looks like an improvement over the formula to me.
Yeah, well, just recently, Nintendo also released a 3-minute gameplay video of the new Pokemon Snap that's coming out for the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We're also getting a new Pokemon Snap. For those of you who still remember that some bitch from like the GameCube.
No, it was the
That was on
N64, son.
The N64. Holy shit! That. Oh, God.
You know how I know?
Oh God, we're
Because
old.
I remember when they had the demo of it at the Blockbuster Games, not a Blockbuster Video.
Oh God.
They had their N64 like that you could play with and demo with. They had a spot where you could play the demo of Pokemon Snap, and they had a little photo printer hooked up with it too. So the Pokemon photos that you would take, if you paid like $5 or whatever the fuck it was, you'll also be able to go in and print out 1 or 2 of the photos on like a sticker paper of the Pokemon that you took.
Right.
It was so fucking
now-
It
beautiful,
was
man.
so good.
My
The best part
mind's
is because
telling me
this
to
game doesn't fall. Where's
Last
your wallet?
night I had a dream about you.
Oh, boy.
Now,
Juan's feeling very emotional tonight, folks.
the good thing about Pokemon Snap is because you don't have to worry much about battling or cutscenes for
Come
that
over.
matter, since the entire thing is about you seeing the environment around you and catching the perfect moment. They can put their time on the graphics and fidelity. And I gotta say, that trailer, I have never seen Pokemon look that good before. They look perfectly shiny. Why are they say if this game is as good as they say it is, it might just be as good as the height of Pokemon, which is that new grounds animation. They're not quite there
Wow.
yet, but they'll get there eventually. Point in case though,
Someday.
so far, for those who are fans of the franchise of Pokemon, congratulations. You are getting served the full course meal. You got your entire pile there for you to enjoy and distract yourself with. And for those of you who are enjoying something else, we also get a nice touch on the world of JRPGs with a sequel to the beautiful 3DS Nintendo hit Bravely Default. We are getting Bravely Default 2 from the makers of Final Fantasy. This one takes place in the world of Ivalice, the lesser explored games that usually happen in handhelds. Don't know about the plot, haven't looked into it, but I understand that the game has the similar mechanics of the characters get the job classes from Final Fantasy, Dark Knight, Paladin, Monk, Dancer, etc., etc., and they can switch between them every turn. As a result, your party is composed of 4 characters who never change, but their classes and abilities change throughout the battle. Also, the Bravely Default is more than just the title. It's an actual game mechanic that lets you stop time and take multiple turns. However, the more turns you take, the more defenseless you will be because you are giving the opposing enemy more time to actually fight you. So far, the game has already come out, and we already have people bitching and whining that it is very difficult and grindy, like a good, proper turn-based RPG should be.
Yeah.
And overall, though, the reaction has been very positive. So I look forward to getting my hands on that game eventually. In the meantime, for those of you who enjoy the Pokemon franchise, congratulations. You got yourself a nice little treasure trove here for you to play with. For those of you who like JRPGs, you got a nice inventive one with Bravely Second 2. I hope you enjoy it as much as the previous Bravely Default games. And for those of you who are having trouble with the game, well, do not fear, because fear is the mind killer. Acquire proficiency. Get good.
Become best.
Become the best.
Get good.
Because
Absolutely.
obtain motivation.
With these new announcements of these different Pokemon games, it just goes to show you, hey, there's a little something for everybody,
Yeah, man.
So I'm definitely excited for that. And
This is some good stuff, man. We had a roller coaster here. We wound up covering a bunch of stuff. We wound up covering different things left and right tonight. We got some great interaction from the audience tonight. Taylor, one more time over here, is saying Pokemon games on Switch are awesome. It really is.
Yes, they are.
It really is, and it's like I'm still astounded that there's a market for folks wanting a Nintendo 3DS or anything like that. At this point, we don't need a handheld console anymore. We've got it in.
Actually, I think this one's going to. Hang on, let me check something real quick. Let me confirm that.
Yeah, by all means, go right ahead.
Bravely-
But
Time to do some fucking work.
Yep.
Bravely Default 2. It's coming out on. Let me check. TikTok. Jesus,
I
where's
thought you
this
don't
thing
like
coming
TikTok.
from? No, shut the fuck, boy. If you do not. Yeah, no. Looks like Bravely Default is in fact for the Switch. The 3DS is sadly no longer getting any support. You are not gonna see anything like that there. That mofo is for the Switch. To be fair, though, it makes sense. The Switch is basically is both a home console and a portable console. So all they need to do is work on fixing the design.